Mom and Dad, I've been at a sleepaway camp for almost 3 weeks. And I'm getting very scared.
Welcome to Sleepaway Camp. Someone is watching you.
Hey, Baba, Reba!
Someone is waiting for you. Someone wants to scare you to death.
Turn the wheel! Oh my God!
Sleepaway Camp. You won't be coming home.
Viewpoints and beliefs presented on this program do not necessarily reflect those of the management, the affiliates and broadcast partners, or the sponsors. Listener discretion is advised.
Scarefest Radio, the radio you can see.
And hello and good evening, everyone, and welcome to Scarefest Television. Original broadcast date April 28th, 2023. And it's just a great night because I'm back in the game, people. I'm back in the game. And speaking of back in the game, my co-host tonight, Claire, has made her triumphant return to Scarefest TV. No, people, it was not my fault she hasn't been on, unlike other people. This is all on her. Totally her fault that she's not been on the show. So I'm just going to blame her and move on. My guest tonight.
Sorry.
Oh, you're lovely. Now, one of my favorite Scarefest guests, and I'll tell her why, other than being talented and beautiful. Hello, Katherine.
Hi. Hi, Claire. Hi, Wes.
Katherine Kamhi, the reason that you're one of my favorites, you're one of only two people famous people that ever asked me to be on this show. You might not remember, but in yesterday's bar at Scarefest 2019, you actually asked me. And the other one was Christine Elise, and she was like drunk, and we argued politics for like the next hour.
That sounds like Christine. That sounds like Christine.
But it was fun. Now, the catch to this is you came on right before COVID.
Oh, right. That was the last thing I did. That's right.
Yeah, right before Armageddon.
Yes.
Anyway, so how was it being in California during the end of the world?
I definitely, definitely living through that was something else. But I'm one to, my whole life has been sort of you twist and turn and, kind of go with what happens. And I think I was kind of the pandemic queen, as my family calls me. I sort of did the shopping for everybody and because it looked like I had it in February of 2020. So we didn't know till later. So everyone assumed I had it. So I did all the grocery shopping and just, was able to go out and get all the supplies. And so, got through it.
So sent you out into the world as the sacrificial lamb.
That's it. I would go to my friends' houses and throw the groceries over the gates. And
see, I wasn't sure because on the news, I'll be honest with you, and on Facebook to a lesser degree, on social media, it looked like California, they were just like sending unmarked vans around to pick your all's asses up if you walked out the door.
More so, I think in other places. Here it was okay. I mean, we did. My husband is Australian, so he panicked when they closed all the bars because he never lit every Friday night the bar. So we built a bar during the pandemic, smack in the middle of our family room since the kids were grown up. So that is called Cocktails and Dreams, and that is our infamous bar now that we still enjoy.
that is a wonderful story, but it makes me feel bad because everyone else accomplished something during.
A bar is an accomplishment.
You know, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like that's
She accomplished something. Your family built a bar.
That's right.
I didn't even. I don't think I even mowed the goddamn grass all year. I didn't think I wanted to do it. Anyway, now of course everybody, Katherine is known for Sleepaway Camp, which I am going to go out of my way not to talk about, because we talked about it. I talked about it last time, but I got to see Silent Madness. Do you remember that little ditty?
Of course, yes.
You were so cute in that show. And the only, by the way, everybody in the chat room, only sorority girl that survived the killer. Spoiler alert.
Last, what do they call it? Last girl or
You know what? I don't want to give. I'm not going to give you last girl title because even though you survived the killer, the damn newspaper guy just dropped you in the office and forgot your ass.
What happened to her? She just sat like he just left. He left her.
Just drove off and is hitting on the protagonist in the very last scene of the movie. Yeah, he's like off. You could tell double entendre, and I'm thinking, poor Katherine sitting in that newspaper office. The sheriff's office probably not even answering the phone. I felt so bad for you.
What are you gonna do?
But now the real, now this is where I did my homework. You talked me into it last time. Dragnet.
Oh, did you watch some episodes?
I watched your episodes. I went through IMDb.
Oh, thank you.
And surgically went and watched your episodes. And
thank you.
Yeah. Of course, you were lovely in it, but I felt like you were underutilized.
Well, you know, so did I. But it got they I was only supposed to come on for 1 or 2 episodes, so I was thrilled that I got 8 or 9 episodes. So it's all good.
They practically see. I thought it was sexist. They had you practically bring in Friday coffee. It was like you'd walk through and tell them, "Oh, you know."
It was a job. I thank goodness for it, and I got to work with the legendary Ed O'Neill, so it doesn't get any better. And he taught me a lot. So.
And when it gets right down to it, that's the secret to Hollywood, is getting the damn paycheck, right?
That's it. I mean, that's it. And find something you enjoy about your work. It doesn't matter if it's 2 lines or 10 lines. You just, find something you enjoy and be grateful. And that's always what I've been. Always.
Okay. Now, before I flip it over to Claire, okay, there was Ed. Who was the co-star on that?
Ethan Embry.
Okay. Between me and you, Ethan was a little over the top a few times, didn't you think?
Oh yeah, I mean, it's I'm sure it's what the director asked for. He was young and
I don't know. Was it that or just I don't know if because Ed O'Neill pulled off the Friday part. I thought really good, surprisingly good. In that I've seen him on Married with Children and stuff like that. Yeah. And I knew he could act, but I mean, he had the whole monotone, deep voice, and then, and then the guy's like, "Ain't no contusions," whatever. It is.
Yeah. He did. He really embraced the character, and he was so gracious and always pushing for me to be get more in. He was lovely. And what's interesting is the original guy, Jack Webb, was I had met, and I have an autographed picture of him. I don't know if I said that last time, because my uncle at the time had been a publicist in Hollywood and he had represented him. So it was such a weird thing that later I'm in the remake. Yeah. Okay,
we're gonna give it to Claire now. Claire, welcome back to the show, and there's your star.
Hi, Claire. Our glasses say hi. I can see you better with them on.
Yeah, no, I got the glare.
I know. I'm trying.
All right. So kind of going back to the whole Silent Madness thing, that it was filmed in 3D.
Yes.
But so how was that like? What was that like?
I mean, we definitely had to do certain things where it was physical, sort of if we're at camera or throwing something or pointing at something, that there were definitely some physical things we had to do because they were filming in 3D. But then when it came out, it wasn't in 3D originally, which sort of defeated the purpose. But then now they re-released it, of course, and it's in 3D. So
That's cool that they can do that.
And then
with, like,
eventually we got there.
yeah, exactly. I mean, or that they could revert back to it, that it wasn't just like filmed
Yeah.
and tossed away, because
Right,
clearly
exactly.
it took extra work. Yeah.
Yeah. Totally.
So my other question is, so Sleepaway Camp is resurfacing on social media and YouTube, and there's like a huge presence of these reaction videos. If you've been aware of that,
No,
yeah,
I
like
haven't.
really within, like the
No.
last year or so. So pretty much, yeah,
Oh.
people just talk about, like, they watch clips and they show clips of the movie, and then they just kind of like a mystery science theater type idea, only less
Wow.
funny.
Oh,
But
that's
yeah,
great. I didn't know that. That's fantastic.
popping up.
Oh,
So you might be
wow.
getting a lot more hits on your medias.
Definitely. I had no idea about that. Well, it is the 40th anniversary this year, so it's very exciting. We've gotten a lot of the cast members that some fans have never seen before. Tom Vandell, who is coming to conventions now. Karen Fields, who played Judy. Chris Colley. So it's very exciting. We're all together. It's great seeing each other again, and it's been wonderful.
That's gotta be like a cool reunion for you guys too.
Totally. It's been that way. It's been really great seeing everybody and hearing their life stories, and I really care so much about them, and especially Karen and Chris. We've become very close, and Karen and I, who text all the time, and she's very special.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Back to you,
Okay.
Wes.
Okay, we're going to take a quick commercial break, everybody, and we'll be back with more Katherine Kamhi.
Horror. Movies. Fans. For. Life. On Facebook. Find us. For watch parties. For news. For memes. For friends. For life. Horror movie fans for life. Join us.
And welcome back, everybody. Katherine, the one thing that stands out, and now this is observation in the chat room and on Facebook. The people that come to your table, first of all, how do you manage to get every man and woman to have a crush on you?
Oh, you're so nice, Wes. You just
That was almost a quote. I would love to take credit for that, but that is a damn quote. I cannot tell you once we announced you. That was everybody. Everybody else has a story like, oh, Felissa Rose was dancing on the tables at the VIP party. No, everybody's saying Katherine said, I walked up to her and talked to her, and now I have a crush on her.
Oh, you made my weekend. Thank you so much. That's so nice. Oh my God. Oh, I love that. Well, I love people. I love people, and I as everyone who knows me, my friends will know, I love to chat. And so if someone is so lovely to come to my table and tell me they love my work, we're gonna have a chat. So, and I love to know about them and their lives. So.
Now, I can't see the name on the chat interface I'm looking at, but someone just said, it's because when your fans come up, you speak with them and not at them or to them.
I want to know about them. I want to know about them like they want to know about me. I actually want to know about them. And how did you find the movie? How did you see it? What do you like about it? What is your life like? Where do you live? What do you do? I mean, I'm interested in people. So I think it's just being human.
Well, I'll tell you what I think about. Not so much your movie, but all of these slasher movies set in summer camps. The people that own summer camps are way too emotionally invested in keeping the damn camps open. That's,
yeah.
That I just
definitely.
I mean, Crystal Lake by now should just be like a parking lot, but no.
I think it might be. I don't know.
Okay. now you of course you when you made Sleepaway Camp, I don't remember Sleepaway Camp from my drive-in days. I'll admit it. I watched it later. But I do wonder, when did you know you were a part of something that had staying power, that was going to stick? Did that come much later, or was that fairly immediate?
Much later, like 5 years ago. I mean, I was getting messages, and I would get fan letters and stuff, and messages, but I kind of really didn't pay much attention to it. I'd done a large body of work after that, and it was sort of really my genre, and what I loved was 1 hour dramas and sort of more serious stuff. And as much as I love comedy and love to watch it and love to be around funny people, it's not my love. I'm not great at it. Doing comedy, and that I would hand to my daughter, Madeline Coughlin, who had studied at Groundlings and is an incredible comedian, and all of her friends. So I was sort of concentrating on that. I had 2 kids, I had, my work, and really didn't pay much attention to it. And then when social media really started and I got on Facebook, people started messaging me, and I'm like, what's going on here? And someone kept messaging me, who happened to be my manager now, Mike Perez, to come and do a convention. And I'd say, I'm so sorry. I'm not, I've got kids, and I just didn't understand it. Then Felissa contacted me as well and said, you have to just come. You don't understand what's happened to our little film. And I said, well, clearly I don't. And who is this guy? Should I trust him? And she's like, yeah, he's amazing. Come to one convention. And I did. And there was a line a mile long at the table. And that's when I only understood it about 4 or 5 years ago.
And the photo ops sell themselves. How many, roughly, take a wild guess. How many photo ops do you think you and Felissa have sold together? In costume. Together, I'm going to nail it down to in costume even.
I mean, I don't know together, but like she's done a million. She's had to have done a million. I don't know together though, but we've got a lot coming up this year, which is really exciting. And having the entire cast, and we're going to be in costumes, is going to be incredible. So, and it's fun. We have such a good time doing it. We kind of embrace our characters and become them in the photo op. So I think we scare some people too, which is always fun.
Claire.
Yeah. Okay. So the final scene is really creepy. I think it throws everyone for a loop. So being the actor, like just reading the script, did you expect to see that on film, like once it came out? And
didn't even get that page till we got up there, and kind of didn't quite understand it. Like I was concentrating on my role and really not the entirety of the film. We just thought it was some little horror film. We had no idea what we had stepped into. And I was on All My Children at the time. So I was racing back in between filming, driving back to go film my soap opera scenes. So I really had no time to think about the movie other than get my part done and get back to the set. And that's sort of what I did. And it was only later that I realized the impact it had on people, and so many different people in different communities who it spoke to.
Yeah, definitely. Like, I mean, even just kind of looking at the trailer, I'm like, oh, this is just another thing. And then just watching that scene, I'm like, you think of even, I mean, I don't want to like give spoilers or work, away or anything, but like all of the CG that happens now with like, I think Smile just came out, so it kind of had a similar look.
Yeah.
I'm like, here that it's with a mask. Like that is like mind blowing.
I know. Yeah, I know. Incredible. Yeah, I know it blew us all away, and I think it's still, the ending really blows everyone away still to this day. It's very, very well done.
Yep.
Yeah, before it's time.
For sure.
Bring us all up there. Let's just go ahead and go all screen. Now I do have, this is a career question. When are you going to, since you're doing all these conventions, okay? I happen to know that all of these independent filmmakers like to go table to table and try to get horror stars to appear in their film for like 10 seconds. When are you going to start doing that?
Where are they?
You're not getting that? My God. Talk to Felissa.
I was asked to do, like, I've done so many, like, I just did a film and it was quite serious. And But I was asked to do a remake of Prom Night, but then they asked a few times and then kind of disappeared. So I don't know what happened to that. But I have, you know, I have been asked for a few others, but I'd like it to be kind of juicy, you know. So I'm
Well,
waiting.
okay. See, you're wanting to be an actress.
Yeah.
No, go for the free flight and the food service.
My daughter's a writer, horror screenwriter as well, and an incredible writer, and she's got a couple of things for me coming up.
So you're keeping it in the bank.
Definitely.
No, the reason I brought that up, okay, I don't want to spend the interview talking about Felissa, but
That's
going
okay, I love her.
going through her IMDb and trying to catch and do a little homework is impossible. I cannot tell you how many 2-hour movies I've sat through to watch her fucking 5-second appearance.
I know.
So that they can put her in the credits.
Yeah. We have very different career trajectories, and I so admire all the stuff she's done. And I know she feels the same about me. We're just our careers just went in different ways, but we both have such admiration for each other and what we've both sort of fallen into in the path we took. But at our core, our families are the same. You know, we both have families that we love, and that's number one.
If now I asked you this in email, and you didn't answer me because you're busy, you're famous.
I was saving it for now.
No, I asked you to help me with my homework. Beyond what you're famous for, obviously, Sleepaway Camp. If somebody wanted to see your acting chops, what would you point them to?
Probably any of the 1-hour dramas I did. There have been quite a few, and I think I'm usually crying and in pain in a couple of them. I'm really proud of those. A lot of the guest spots, but probably the thing that was the deepest for me would be an off-Broadway show I did, which I don't know where you could find it. I actually have a tape of it, but it was called A Shayna Maidel, and it was off-Broadway, and I replaced Melissa Gilbert in it way back when. And that it took place right after the Holocaust, and my sister, we'd been separated, I end up in Brooklyn living with relatives and my father, and she had been in a concentration camp, and she comes to start her life with me, who had been raised so differently. And I was on stage for the full 2 hours, and it was really a powerful show and a very powerful performance. And that I'd say I'm probably most proud of.
Now, what was the name of that again? I'm going to write it down.
That was a Shayna Maidel, and I did that for about a year. I would say probably, I want to say, like, I have the poster, I can look, but probably late 80s.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was that your only stage experience?
No, I started off in the theater. So I did a lot of theater. And that's how I started, theater and soaps, and still a couple of theater jobs I would love to do, but they seem to be in the summer when we take a family sort of vacation, and I don't want to give that up now because those are so precious. But I will definitely, I'm dying to get back on the stage, And then I just did a film now called Unspoken, and that should be coming. I think it's going to do the festival circuit this summer, and it's beautiful. And I play it's about a semi-Orthodox boy who is discovering himself based on letters from my father, who just died, that he finds in a box, and what he uncovers changes his life. And that was an amazing role to play. I'm very blessed. So
no, okay, we've got our celebrity announcements coming up here in just a few moments. Another totally off the wall question, which actually I asked this a lot in 2020. When you have, do you even have time to watch TV? Do you watch Netflix? Do you watch Hulu?
Yes, of course.
Well, I don't know. You seem to be a little bit of an overachiever. The whole family thing.
And also a stage mother. You know, both my kids are actors, so I'm very involved in their careers and their lives.
I see more on Facebook about your kids than I do.
I know.
She never does the Instagram at like Applebee's or whatever. No. It's my kids are in a movie somewhere. The reason,
Yeah.
what entertains you? What gets your attention when you're watching?
That's a great question. Well, some shows that I love, White Lotus, I loved. That just kind of blew me away. I love anything intrigue that just mystery and thriller a little bit, and sort of mixed up with a little humor, and then of course, The Last of Us. Is that what it was called? The Last of Us with Pedro Pascal.
That's on. What is it? That's on HBO or something.
Oh,
it's something I
so
don't
good.
have. I'm
so you can't pinpoint what I like. It's so different. I never would have thought I'd be so into The Last of Us, obsessed with it. I loved it so much, and I'm not a zombie gal, so this was unusual for me, and I loved that. And White Lotus, and yeah. So I just, all different kinds of series. I always give things a try, and I have to get into Succession because I know I've heard so many good things about that. But and I love Barry on HBO, and I love also reality shows, The Housewives and Love Is Blind.
Oh no! Now you lost me. No,
just
you lost me there.
Just Beverly Hills. Just Beverly Hills. And Love Is Blind is a great reality show, and yeah. So different things pique my interest. Depends what mood I'm in. I love to read as well, so it just depends.
Let's go. We're gonna do our it's not commercials. Our announcements. We have everybody. 3. Count them 3 celebrity announcements tonight. 3. Okay, first up, Lar Park Lincoln is returning for Scarefest. We're on 15, right?
I think
God,
so.
I've already lost track of the damn 2023. I know the year. Okay, everybody. But Lar Park Lincoln is coming back. Of course, Friday the 13th, Part 7, The New Blood. Also, yeah, actually, she's getting busy lately. She's done a Roseblood, a Friday the 13th fan film. She did 13 Fanboy, which I understand turned into, I don't remember her in Sky Sharks. And as bad as I hated that movie, I would have thought I would have remembered every single person that was in that movie. Anyway, okay, moving on to the next one. John Amplas, and I hope I said his last name correctly. John Amplas, of course, known for Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead, Creep Show, Martin of George Romero's Martin, coming in part. We just keep adding to those reunions, but so we get John Amplas is coming in. And little person, Tom Vandell. Tom Vandell, Sleepaway Camp, of course, that's why we wanted to get him in tonight. Also in The Muppets Take Manhattan, just saying. Heaven help us, Under the Bed, but mostly, most of his credits after Sleepaway Camp were as producer, as near as I can tell. But anyway, so Tom Vandell is coming to Scarefest for our 40th anniversary reunion of Sleepaway Camp. And don't forget, everybody, Full Moon Sisters Bazaar, a magical shopping and entertainment experience this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Look it up on Facebook. Full Moon Sisters. Actually, if you type it in wrong, because I've done it, if you type in Full, it still comes up. But Full Moon Sisters, this weekend, my venture back into public. Central Kentucky Mystical Market will be back May 20th and 21st. Newtown Pike, Lexington, Kentucky. Lexington's premier monthly psychic and holistic event. Scarefest is still taking speaker applications. You've got 1 month, everyone. Speaker applications are taken through May, and this is the end of April. And if they don't change the calendar on me, that means you've got 1 month to get your applications in. Now, the patreon.com/Scarefest radio site is up, and right now I've got the cardiac episode blog is up. So if you join, and now it is I'm calling it my personal fan page, but basically you can join for as little as $1 a month. But now here's another one, special announcement for tonight, because it came up actually because I watched Sleepaway Camp again this week. If I have enough patrons sign up and I meet my goal of running a 5K next fall, I will cosplay this dude right here. So, just so you know, I will do that. I will wear the shorts. I will wear the crop T-shirt to Scarefest. And
How
but if
much
I
do you
do
need?
that,
I think I may have to put that up front to see that. How much do you need?
Exactly.
No, I would not take advantage of you. Now you're welcome to join my fan page. But no, if I can get, my goal is to get 100 patrons. Not looking at the money, because like I said, they can join for $1, or they can do the generous one and do the $5 a month. But that is my goal. And what it is, I'm going to use that money to basically buy shoes and exercise equipment so that I can run a 5K next fall, because I have a cardiac episode. And if I get in good enough shape to run a 5K, by God, I will cosplay that motherfucker in that picture.
I gotta see that. I'm gonna have to
honey,
figure this out. I gotta see that.
we're doing a photo op together if I wear that to Scarefest, because
hell yes.
I'm a show off, but I still have certain limits. So I would not wear that all day. I'll put it that way. I would not wear that all day.
And I really have to tell everyone, you're gonna love Tom Vandell. He's a really, really interesting person. I think are you interviewing him?
It has not come up. I have no idea.
Okay.
No one has
really
said, "Hey, Tom Vandell wants to do the show."
Yeah,
maybe
really
if. Where does he drink at 2 a.m.? Maybe I can run him down the same way I did you.
He's got a tequila brand. He has a tequila brand.
What?
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Okay, well,
yeah, he's a really
I love tequila.
His is incredible. I think it's what's the smoky one called again? The smoky tequila.
Not Chipotle or
I forgot what it's called. But anyway, he's got that, and he's got a really interesting career as a music producer, and he's a very interesting person. I think you'll enjoy talking to him.
was Tom like the bathroom scene, or am I thinking of someone else? Who Tom in the film?
I don't think Tom got killed in it, did he?
Oh, was he the ending? I don't even know.
He was Mike. He was Mike in it. He was yeah, I can't remember if he got killed in it or not. I can't remember. Oh, we'll have to watch it again.
I am not. I love you, and I like that movie, but I'm not watching it again yet. That's no.
Yeah.
That's mainly because I'll put it this way: I would love to do a mystery science theater 3000 job on it, because it's one of those. Now, it's hard to watch anything now in the frame that was drive-in movies of the 80s. Yeah, I realize that it is a different animal, and it's held up really well. But there were just some, we'll call it script choices, that you just when I guess because they're so politically incorrect now.
Yeah, you couldn't do it. Yeah, you couldn't make Sleepaway Camp now. It would just be really difficult, and so many things. I mean, even Friends, the TV series Friends, has so many politically incorrect things that they've done, and you just that's why they're so classic, is because we things were different then.
Yeah, there was a simpler time. But okay, your character, for example, he's kind of a bitch.
Kind of.
Face it. Yeah.
Kind of.
A little bit. I don't want to.
Yeah, a little bit. A lot of it. Yeah. Total, complete bitch. Like evil, mean, terrible. Yeah. And
I think that was
so great to play her.
That was definitely like the takeaway from like all of the characters were just like this erratic, like teen angst of like, I hate life and I'm done with it.
Right.
It does stand out. Think about the characters.
Yeah.
Think about the characters. The girls were mostly bitches. The cafeteria staff was off the scale. The dudes were mostly pretty cool, except the campers. But teenagers are always shit.
Yeah, and Tom Vandell's character Mike was kind of mean. He was teasing her a lot, teasing Angela a lot. But also because it was the 80s, if we had dark hair and looked like Felissa and I and Karen played Judy, we played the bad girls. We played the mean girls. Look at Dynasty. They had, the brunette and the blonde angel, you know, Linda Evans and Joan Collins. And so it was only sort of down the line a bit when I think like Desperate Housewives came on, where all of a sudden the brunettes were all lovely. And I started working more. It was great. So
I don't think that there weren't really any like blondes in Sleepaway.
No, because it was New York, so you know we're like, you know, the Italians and you know the Europeans, and there weren't a lot of Tom, I think, and Chris as well. The guys were more.
And oddly enough, everyone, if you haven't watched it lately, I'm going to remind you, the men were less than the girls.
Oh yeah,
the movie.
Oh yeah.
And I was part of that style.
I applaud that. Like full frontage and stuff like that. I'm like, yeah, we need more of that.
Totally. Didn't the NBA, aren't they like the shorter now with the NBA too? Yeah, we like that.
Oh, are they? I had not. Obviously, I'm not a sports fan, because that was what I was getting ready to talk about. Is when I was in high school, our basketball shorts, they're not, I don't think they're even street legal.
No, they were so
nowadays.
short, right? I know.
And I was, okay, now I get in the 80s, you look back to the 60s and you're watching girls' hemlines go up, and all this and that type of stuff.
Yeah.
And now, I mean, your all's clothing has continued to fluctuate.
Definitely.
Well, I've got TikTok, I know.
Yeah. I love TikTok. We wore a lot of our own clothes in sleepaway camp. So a lot of that was ours. We were told to bring up this wardrobe, and a lot of those stuff mostly was mine. That I wore, yeah.
Well, I've watched like basketball shorts.
Yeah.
They didn't even just go back down. They were below the freaking knee.
Totally.
But
totally.
Now they might be coming back up, because I still can't. I cannot do the I do not own any khakis that go below the knee, even though they came in style, because I think they look absolutely horrible.
Yeah, no, please don't do that. No.
The only good thing about it is I finally saw a term for cargo shorts. The fashion industry keeps trying to make cargo shorts go out of style.
They do.
Every year, it's an article in GQ and Cosmopolitan will say, if your man's wearing cargo shorts.
Yeah. No, I have to.
Huh? What happened? We lost her. Catherine, call back in.
Oops.
This was going to be a good story. I just know it. Excuse me. Well, everybody, we lost Catherine for the moment. There she comes back in.
Yeah.
Okay, what were you getting ready to tell me about cargo shorts? Oh, got no audio. She's working on it, people. I can edit this out in post.
Sorry, I did not have my Do Not Disturb on. Sorry about that.
Ah, okay. Now, what were you getting ready to tell us about cargo shorts?
Can you hear me okay?
Yes, you're back 100%. 100%.
Okay, great. So sorry about that.
We were talking men's shorts.
Men's shorts. Well, that's a good subject to get back to. Why not?
My only point was, after where y'all keep trying to run us out of town on the rail with them, now we're calling them tactical shorts, so that now they're back in style.
I've lost sound here. Hang on a sec.
Ah. Testing 1, 2, 3. Oh, now we've lost your sound.
Yep, there we go. I can hear you just a little bit. Not great, but a little bit.
Okay. Anyway, I was just saying we're calling cargo shorts tactical shorts, because that word's in style now.
I feel like pockets shouldn't go out of style ever.
Listen, as long as men want to, I think men have it a lot easier. They can get away with any kind of shorts. Like, we're happy. We're happy if you're in shorts. We're happy.
I mean, like if a guy was wearing cargo shorts, so like here, carry my purse. Like they can carry anything in those. Like it's just all the pockets.
I wish I could do a good Thor right now, because my answer to that is, but are you really? You know.
Oh my goodness.
Oh well, totally off the rails here. Totally off the rails. Now, one more thing. Okay, before we let you go, I do want to give you one more compliment. Another reason you're on my top fan star list.
Aww.
Is you're the only star that ever did their Facebook Messenger to me and used heart emojis.
And used what? Wait, used
heart,
what?
Heart emojis. The little hearts.
Oh.
You're just.
I love a good heart emoji. It says it all.
It caught me. It made me feel warm inside. That
mission accomplished.
Yes, you
mission accomplished.
But no, and I honestly, I wish I had. Well, you said it. You like doing the 1-hour dramas. You like doing, and I don't. I like where I can sit down and get emotionally invested in a show. And Dragnet, that was easy. It was a familiar thing, and then you were in the first one. In other words, I got to like the show and watch your character. But when I have to go into these 1-hour dramas, and you've already admitted that you like the Housewives of wherever, I gotta watch. You're luring me in. I fear you're luring me in.
Come to my world. Come to the dark side, Wes.
Well, it's really funny talking about reality. Like I've been getting back into Jersey Shore. So I'm from New York City too. I'm from Queens.
Woo, Queens girl.
Yeah, I was a Queens College counselor for 3 years. So I was like, oh, that's fun. But Jersey Shore though in Lexington just doesn't hit. Everyone is like, why do you watch that? I'm like, this is my world. This is who I am.
Yeah,
I'm a trash bag.
I watched it. I watched Jersey Shore the first couple of seasons. I loved it. Oh,
it's so bad, it's delicious, but it's hilarious. So the humor just hits where I feel like I can't get that with rich ladies.
No, agreed. It's just fun to watch them implode a little bit as well.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. I shouldn't be doing that, but
no, and see how imperfect they are,
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Well, quick question related to that. Now, is that a cultural thing? Because you're New York transplanted to California, correct?
Yeah.
And we already know Claire, we've already talked about her she delights in the flannel. We'll put it that way. We've talked it over. She's little
country boys.
culture. So yeah, is it? Do you still get a little reminiscent about the culture or culture shock when you're the California life?
I think more so when I go back to New York. I was in New York a week or so ago, and then I sort of get my shot in the arm from it, and I think now when I go back, I realize there's so many other ways to live. And I'm glad that I spent half my life there and half my life out here. There's, who knows where I'll end up next, but I just think there's so much good about New York growing up there that I take with me. And I'm a New Yorker, true, at heart and forever. But I'm also love so much about California and the beach and the mountains, and I can have 3 rescue dogs and they have a doggy door and I have a house. And it's just there's so many things I can't have if I was back in New York. So I think I take that with me, and I appreciate where I am and what I have here as well.
Now, why can't you have a doggy door if you move to New York? I don't mean the city. I understand if you're in an apartment on Broadway or whatever.
I would have to live in the city. If I was back in New York, it would have to be the city. There'd be no doggy door. Then you have to walk the dog 3 times a day. So it's so much easier lifestyle here. But I wouldn't trade growing up and being raised in New York in the 70s and 80s for anything. I mean, that was the time to be there. It's so different now, but that was, we lived it.
Yeah, even growing up, I grew up in the early 2010s and stuff, going to bars and stuff in New York, and everything has changed. It's it's just I went back up for Christmas and I'm like, oh, I'm going back to Kentucky. I like free roads and air. Trees.
Yeah,
so
and
nice.
it's just like those little mom and pop shops, so many are gone. You know, you had the giant conglomerate bookstores and just, you know, malls and everything. It's just so different. In the 70s, 80s, we had one in particular that was my favorite place in the world called the Broadway Nut Shop, and it was a little nut shop owned by Seymour, this older gentleman, and they had these chunks of chocolate and all different kinds of nuts and dried apricots, and you could go in there with your 50-cent allowance, and of course he'd give you way more than what it was, but that kind of thing, that feeling is just not there anymore, I found. Maybe it'll come back.
Yeah, there's just like no character. I feel like any city you go to though, like you just kind of see like the same cookie cutter restaurants and bars and stuff. And it's like where's like even the bartenders are just kind of like
Totally,
give me
totally.
some character. Give me some.
Yeah, and just the neighborhood feeling, and I feel like I've created it with a few places here, but that neighborhood feeling of I could name you, you know, the first names and where they lived of all the little shops in my neighborhood who knew us and you know knew that we'd pay tomorrow however, you know, it was just a beautiful way to grow up. I loved it. I wouldn't trade it for anything.
Well, here in Kentucky, if we hadn't gotten Walmart, we'd have never changed. So
Yeah,
it's
Kentucky's gorgeous too. I can't wait to come back.
and we cannot wait to have you here. And that's a good time to let you go. You've been on here an hour, and I don't want to take up any more of your family time.
Went fast.
We try to do that. As always, immense fun. And if I get to do my cosplay, I will be by your table.
Like it's got the eyes low.
I'm so excited, Wes.
I'm bring them red shorts, baby. Bring them red shorts. So we got Joe Lewis will be on here in just a moment. The Evil Dead Rise. He's reviewing that for us this week. Everybody, I want to thank you for stopping by and listening to us this week. Next week is our council episode. And if we can get the contracts finished up, we've got some pretty big announcements that we need to drop, as in headliners, everybody. Never been. I just wanted to tease everybody there. So I want to, once again, Catherine, thank you so much. As you were just as much fun this time as last time, and you're even more beautiful every time. And
thank you so much, and I'm sorry about the interruption. I'm sorry I forgot to put it on Do Not Disturb. Sorry about that.
Honestly, yeah, I'll fix it in post. Okay, good. I leave it like this. It's, you know, that's why I do it live. Claire, good to have you back. We'll be talking soon. Everybody, this has been Scarefest TV.
Hey, Scarefest. This is Joe Lewis of Bonehead Weekly, reviewing a movie that I thoroughly enjoyed last Friday night with one of my best friends, Chad Jennings. We are going to review Evil Dead Rise. Now, I'm a huge Evil Dead fan. Any of you all who follow me around or know this know that I'm a huge Evil Dead fan. For years, I have defended the 2013, they called it a remake, reboot. To me, it's a sequel, because I think it's one of the best films. Fede Alvarez's 2013 Evil Dead is one of the best mainstream horror films made in the last 10 years. It's still, and if you haven't seen it, because some of you out there is like, I ain't watching it, it's not even, watch it. It's good. It does the original's honor. It's a fantastic movie. I thoroughly enjoyed Evil Dead Rise, directed by Lee Cronin. Once again, Sam Raimi, and I got to talk to him a little bit about this at Comic-Con, plucks these directors from obscurity and gives them, he told me the secret is you just let them go and the budget that you have, and he does a fantastic job with that. This is a good movie, but it's not as good as the 2013 Evil Dead, but it's a really damn good movie. I see all these people posting on here about listing, you know, where the Evil Dead movies rank, and quite frankly, I started thinking about that too. And I can't do it because a lot of people put Army of Darkness at the bottom. Army of Darkness was my introduction into the Evil Dead universe, so I can't do that. I know it's different from the rest of them, and technically I understand why people do it, but I love that movie. The movie's fantastic. I love Army of Darkness. I love Evil Dead 2. I love the Evil Dead. I love the Evil Dead reboot. And I liked a lot the Evil Dead Rise. It is not a perfect film, but it is blood-soaked. How they got this through the MPAA without getting problems, I have no idea, but it is so blood-soaked. It's really simple. It's just about the book kind of showing up in an apartment building where this lady named Ellie and her 3 kids are visited by her estranged sister, Beth, who's on the road, maybe pregnant, is kind of looking for a place to kind of hide out. The cast is pretty good. Lily Sullivan plays Beth, the girl, the final girl. Morgan Davies, Mila Chalice, and Gabrielle Eccles. These people, 2 of those, Gabrielle Eccles and Morgan Davies, are 2 kids. And the issue with this movie, it's not an issue. Actually, I think it's more, and please tell me what you think. I think there's more references in here to Peter Jackson, especially Dead Alive or Brain Dead, every other place on Earth, except the United States, but it's called Dead Alive here. I think there's more references to that there actually is Evil Dead. But there's a ton of Evil Dead Easter eggs throughout. Bruce Campbell even has a cameo. Listen for it. The trouble is as much as these actors are trying and doing their best, Alyssa Sutherland as Ellie, the mother you've seen in the trailer, steals the show. She steals the movie. She is fantastic. She's one of the best bad guys I have seen in years, especially in a horror film. And that's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. It's just in the Evil Dead reboot, it's more spread out. The lady who plays Mia does a good job, but also the rest of them do a good job. Alyssa Sutherland just steals this movie. She just does. There's chainsaws. There's a shotgun. What else do you need? And there's tons of blood. I mean, there's tons of blood. It doesn't quite rain blood like it did in the reboot, but it's close. And this movie may be even gorier. Is it scary? There's a couple of spots I jumped, but not really. Most Evil Dead films aren't really scary, although the reboot's kind of unnerving. Is it funny? There's a couple of funny scenes, but this isn't the Sam Raimi Evil Deads. And this is what we call a world builder. Lee Cronin, the director, is talking about all the different things he could do after this movie and how this opens it up. And you basically follow the books and how there are 3 books in Army of Darkness, 1, 2, 3. Well, there's 3 movies that deal with 3 different books now. And we can just follow these books because the books have the power. And who did this possession go? And where does it go? I like the movie a lot. I think it's a fantastic Evil Dead film. Is it the best? No. But it's a solid B movie. So check out Evil Dead Rise. This has been Joe Lewis of Bonehead Weekly. Go see it now. Go see it. It's on number 2 at the box office. See if you can beat Mario. Evil Dead Rise.